everyone. I welcome you all to my English class. Myself, Oporupa Fukan, Assistant Teacher, Hatiali High School, District, Dibrugarh. Today, I am presenting before you a very interesting story from the English Supplementary Reader Footprints Without Feet prescribed for class 10. Students, so let me take you to the story. The name of the story is The Midnight Visitor by Robert Arthur. Before moving to the story, let me tell you about the characters in the story. The characters of the story are Ausable, who is a secret agent, Fowler, who is a writer, Max, he is a secret agent, and the waiter, and the midnight visitor. The story highlights the following elements in it: irony, topsy-turvy picture, disappointment, mystery, uncertainty, hope, no proper setting, cleverness, cunning, lack of planning, and melodramatic. So before moving to the main story, let us see the story in a nutshell. So already I have said you about the characters of the story. So let's have a look at the characters of this story. Ausable, he is a secret agent, he is a spy. A secret agent is actually called a spy also, and a espionage. Espionage is actually a French word which is used or which means a spy. Okay. Fowler is a young romantic writer, search of some ideas for his writing. Max, he is a secret agent, acts clever and smart but is actually not. The waiter Henry, whose entrance gives a climax to the suspense and the excitement. The midnight visitor is yet to be revealed. Audience, can you now guess who is the midnight visitor? Okay, to guess who is the midnight visitor, we have to move to the story. Let's move to find the characters, the suspense in the story. So, are you ready? So, let's move. So, who is a visitor? As the story suggests, who is a visitor? A visitor is someone who visits, or a person who comes to our place or visits our place, maybe in the morning, in the evening, at night. But the visitor in the story comes at midnight. At midnight. So, the title itself is full of suspense, right? So, without any more hints, let me begin the story. The story starts with the description of the main protagonist of the story, that is Ausable, who is a secret agent. Fowler, a young romantic writer in search of some ideas and topics for his new writings, comes to meet Ausable in a French music hall. He was having a notion that, like other conventional spy, Ausable will be tall, healthy, well-dressed person, but his whole excitement was completely shattered after meeting Ausable. Ausable did not fit any description of a secret agent Fowler had ever read. Ausable was for one thing fat, very fat, and he was speaking French and German with an American accent. That means he was not a fluent speaker also, right? And the location of the story is in Paris, somewhere in Paris, okay? So, Fowler did not find anything interesting about Ausable except a telephone call making an appointment in his room. Ausable was even aware of the fact that Fowler was bored of him, and he took him to his room, which was on the 6th and top floor of the hotel where he was staying. The corridors to his room was gloomy, musty, smelly. So Fowler was again, frustrated. Ausable opened the door and let his frustrated guest Fowler enter the room. He was still speaking about the important report, the papers he was about to get. Then Ausable closed the door behind him and then switched on the light and saw a man standing, waving a pistol at him. It was Max, another secret agent who was there to actually collect the report concerning some new missiles. The important paper, the important report that Ausable was about to receive from someone. This was very interesting for Fowler. Fowler has had his first authentic thrill of the day. So the excitement that Fowler was looking for since morning, so he got it now. Okay. So Max, now about Max. Max was another secret agent. He was working for some another team. Okay. So Max was slender, a little less than tall, with features that suggested slightly the crafty, pointed countenance of a fox. There was nothing about him aside from the gun, nothing specially menacing. He demanded the report to Ausable. That Ausable, I'm here to get that important report that you are about to receive. So I need that report from you. Well, Ausable was least worried that Max was there in his room. Instead, Ausable moved to an armchair and sat down heavily and started blaming the management of the hotel. He said, "This is the second time in the month that someone has got into my room, to the nuisance of a balcony." Fowler was shocked and saw that there was only an ordinary single window in the room. Where is the balcony? So, where is the balcony? So, he was very shocked. Okay. Then comes Max was also unaware about the fact that there was a balcony. Max entered a room with the help of a pass key or a master key. Max pointed the gun at Fowler and told him to sit down. As the whole talk was going on, Fowler suddenly jumped at the sudden knocking at the door, and Ausable smiled and said, "Oh, that will be the police." He said that he thought that such an important paper as the one we are waiting for should have a little extra protection, and so I called the police for that. He was so, he was so casually speaking. Okay. Max was nervous. Max was very nervous. Okay, what happened? Who is there? The knocking was repeated. Suddenly, Max thought about the balcony of the room. He thought, yeah, I can accept, I can escape through this balcony. I can escape through this balcony. He slung a leg over the sill of the window and warned him Ausable to send the police away. He will wait on the balcony, or else if Ausable acts too clever, he is ready to shoot him. Ausable opened the door, keeping his body twisted so that his gun still covered the man and his guest Fowler. Max at the window grabs the frame with his free hand to support himself. And then he slung his other leg up and over the window sill. The door knobbed open, and swiftly Max pushed with his left hand to free himself from the sill of the window and dropped to the balcony. And then as he dropped, there was a he screamed. As he dropped, he screamed. Okay. Then the door opened and there was a waiter, Henry, with a tray, a bottle, and 2 glasses. And he got some drinks for Ausable and his guest Fowler. Fowler was Fowler was speechless. He stammered and said, "The police?" Ausable, as if nothing had happened, very easily said, "Oh, I was just waiting for Henry to get me some drinks." Fowler was afraid and said, "What about that man out on the balcony? He is ready to shoot you." Ausable said, "Oh, that man, Max. Don't worry, he won't return. My young friend, there is no balcony." So, this is the story. This is the Midnight Visitor story. Okay. Many questions are there in your mind, right, students? What happened to Max? Who is the midnight visitor? What about Fowler? So, speaking about the midnight visitor, you are all now clear that Max was the midnight visitor who was there to collect that important report concerning some new missiles from Ausable. Fowler's notion of a spy, a secret agent, changed after the whole episode and after experiencing the real character of Ausable in action, that a secret agent or a spy may not be a person with a tall figure, with a good physique and well spoken person, but he should be a man of quality. Okay, he should be a man of quality. He should have all those qualities that the spy must have. Okay. Now, speaking about Max, what do you think about Max? I hope Max died. There is no, there is nothing said towards the end about Max. What happened to Max? Okay, there was just the screaming of Max that was heard. So, think about Max. What do you think? Ausable did justice to Max by leaving him to fall and die. I think Max was also ready to kill him for that report. So, why should Ausable leave him, right? I hope, dear students, you found the story interesting and understood the same. Thank you for lending your ears and having patience to taste the story together. Thank you. Have a great day.